2, 1. What is the worst thing about having clutter? And what is the best thing about getting organised? I'm Rachel Papworth from Green and Tidy, the online professional organiser. I liberate busy people like you from the shackles of clutter and chaos for peace of mind and productivity, because when your home works, your life works. I was musing about that the other day after a session that I did with a client well, I'll tell you the story in a minute. When I first started Green and Tidy, I thought that the worst thing about clutter for people was that sense of overwhelm, feeling overwhelmed all the time. And I thought the best thing about getting organised was getting rid of that sense of overwhelm. But the more I work with people, the more I realise that there's something else that is the worst thing about clutter. So what happened a week or so ago when I was working with my lovely client is that we were opening some packing boxes, and they hadn't been opened for ages and ages and ages, and we needed a pair of scissors. They're taped shut. So I said to her, "Have you got a pair of scissors?" And she was like, "I've been working with her for a few weeks." She was like, "Yes, I do have a pair of scissors and I know exactly where they are." And she was talking about the joy of just being able to lay her hand straight on that pair of scissors. So I thought I would ask my mailing list. And if you're not on my mailing list, why are you not on my mailing list? This is where all the good stuff happens. So there'll be a link below this video. Get on my mailing list. So I asked my mailing list, what is the worst thing for you about having clutter, and what is the best thing about getting organised, to see if it confirmed my suspicion. And it did confirm my suspicion, which is what I've learned over the years of doing this work. So the main thing, the thing that people hate most about having clutter, is not being able to find stuff. Just as a few examples, the lovely Katerina said, the way she put it was having to move stuff to get to stuff. So what she said was having to move 14 things to get to the 15th thing that I actually want. Now, at least Katerina knows where the thing is. Like, if you take, for example, Christina, she said it's the time that she wastes looking for stuff, usually unsuccessfully, doesn't even find it in the end. That's what I see, is the frustration of people not being able to find stuff because of the clutter, or actually, in my experience, not even knowing what's there. I mean, as we go through the stuff, we find loads of duplicates because people have gone out and bought things to replace the stuff they've got, either because they couldn't find it or because they'd forgotten they had it all along. So that brings me on to another drawback of having clutter, which is cost. So that's one way in which you end up spending extra money. And then the lovely Christina again talked about the cost of storage. So I think Christina's situation is luckily a temporary one. She's moving home and she hasn't managed to declutter before she moves, and so she's using storage to hold the stuff while she moves, and she's got a good plan for getting through that storage unit and clearing it, which is great, because I can't tell you how many people I work with where we're clearing storage units that was supposed to be short-term and have ended up being extremely long-term indeed, and that's a lot of cost, that's a lot of money wasted. One other thing that really came up really strongly in your replies about what you hate about having clutter is the way it impacts on your ability to share your home and entertain. The horror of the doorbell going unexpectedly when you can't let somebody in, you can't let them see the state of the house, the inability to have somebody just drop by without having cleared the house first, and maybe you never get to that stage. And then finally, what's so great about getting organised? For me, what's great about being organised is the power it gives me in my whole life. My home is my springboard, it's my foundation, it's the thing that enables me to get out there and achieve all the things that I want to achieve. And that because it works, because my home works, because I can find everything that I'm looking for instantly, because I know where everything is, because it's set up to support me. That for me is the benefit of getting organised. The lovely Barbara described it as a sense of freedom. What she loves about being organised is a sense of freedom, and that is really what I wish for all of you. So keep those comments coming in. I live for your responses. Give me a thumbs up on the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.